Hey guys, Will here from the Independent Mindset, and today we're going to talk about how to be stylish on a student budget. At the Independent Mindset, we aren't dealing with high fashion, so we're not going to give you completely unrelatable advice that's going to break the bank. In fact, this very first episode is to give you young guys out there a few universal tips to simply up your style. So if you're on a student budget or you're just starting out with a pretty mediocre salary, none of the tips in this video are here to break the bank or really radically change the way you live. But it will equip you with a few basic pointers on how to upgrade that look and maybe make a few ladies notice in the process. So here we go. Tip number one, buy a t-shirt or a shirt that fits. Most men I've seen through my lifetime actually always wear a shirt, a t-shirt, whatever they're wearing on their back is at least one size too big. Right off the bat, they look like they don't necessarily know what they're doing. They look slightly disheveled. They don't necessarily look like they give a damn about their fashion. So what you want to do first of all is wear a shirt that fits your frame correctly. Number one tip, number one thing to start with when you're trying something on in the store is to see if the seam meets the cusp of your shoulder, right at the crest right here. You don't want the seam to be down here or up here. Too small, too large. That simple. If it seems to sit fairly well at the cusp of your shoulder, that's a good start. If we just take a t-shirt or a long sleeve tee for starters, often you see men who are wearing t-shirts with the seams down here. It doesn't accentuate their body, their shape. If you're not wearing something that fits properly on the shoulders, it will make you look that much less imposing as a man. So make sure that anything you try on, you check the shoulders first. If you're wearing something that's too large, people tend to not take you seriously, or it simply looks a little bit silly. Now, the first excuse I always hear when I'm giving fashion tips or style advice is the complaint about money, right? It's going to cost me money to redo my wardrobe, blah, blah, blah. Buying a few t-shirts don't have to break the bank. You can find some quite form-fitting t-shirts for between $8 and $12. You can go to Simon's, H&M. Doesn't really matter. I wouldn't recommend going to buy very expensive t-shirts. T-shirts aren't meant to last you 10 years. If you can get some good use out of them for the next couple of years, then I think that's a $12 very well spent. Once you've found a few t-shirts that actually seem to fit you and that you feel good in, make sure you go back and buy a bunch of them. You'll never know when you'll find the next perfectly fitting t-shirt or shirt. So don't be afraid to go back, buy a few more $12 t-shirts, different colors. You'll add to your versatility. Now, some of you are probably listening to me and saying, Will, I know my t-shirts and my shirts are too big. I'm a little self-conscious. Maybe I have a few extra pounds I should be losing. It doesn't mean you have to wear skin-tight clothes. In fact, I'm happy that the skinny jeans phase has kind of left. But it does mean that if you go down maybe a size, it'll look more like you know what you're doing. Now, depending on the type or style or brand of t-shirt that you buy, some t-shirt might give you wings. This is something quite unappealing that happens to me and has happened to me my whole life with t-shirts. Now, the number one tip I would give for this is don't be afraid to roll your sleeves. Now, most t-shirts have some stitching close to the edge of the sleeve, so maybe give it a double roll, basing it off of that seam. However, in some cases, depending on the t-shirt, those rolled sleeves won't stay put. You can maybe get a bit creative and take out the sewing kit. I've happened to have done that before with some old t-shirts where I'm like, hey, I'd actually wear this t-shirt if it felt like it fit me better, gave me some better arms, was just a slightly snugger look and fit on me. So yeah, I pulled out the thread and needle and simply rolled my sleeves and gave it a bit of stitching so it actually stayed there. Lastly, the more something fits you well, the better you'll feel. For the skinny guys out there who are self-conscious, like I was, who think wearing something slightly too form-fitting will make them look skinnier, that's false. The baggier something looks on you, the skinnier you will look. And for the guys out there who are overweight and are afraid to wear something that's a little too tight, again, if you wear something that does match your shoulders and fits your body a little bit better, you will look less overweight. So it evens everybody out into more of the same playing field, if you will. And also, the more something fits properly, the more you'll be proud of the body that's wearing those clothes. So I like to say that the more I wear clothes that fit me well, the more I feel inclined to work out and maybe gain those few extra pounds of muscles or lose those extra pounds of fat. That way, next time I put on that t-shirt or that suit or those pants, I'll look that much better in those clothes. Number 2, and this one might sound controversial, but that is embrace the very monotone colors first. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I love bright colors, I love fun patterns, but for the guys struggling out there who don't necessarily know what to mix and match on a daily basis, who kind of wake up and go, I don't know how those people do it. I just see, to me, I see colors and it's noise. I don't understand what works, what doesn't. So for all you guys out there, embrace the monotone colors. The first t-shirts, the first basic shirts and items you should get are blacks, grays, maybe some navy blues. Those never go out of style. Color I quite like is more of an army green, things like that. You'll see in the long run, they'll be way more versatile. Once you have the basics like that, then you'll be able to add to your collection. Maybe you'll be able to go get that fun pattern or that fun color. However, you know that at the end of the day, you always have those safe monotone colors that won't go to style nearly as fast and that will look good on any day. For example, there are fun summer colors like pastels, or maybe for the last few seasons, floral has been in, patterned shirts have been in. They might not be in the next 2, 4, 6, 10 years, who knows? However, the white t-shirt, the black t-shirt, the dark green t-shirt, or the navy blue shirt will most likely always be in style, or at least appropriate to wear. Number 3, this is the only tip where I'm going to ask you guys to splurge just a little bit. And that is find a good pair of jeans, buy it, and wear the hell out of them. I would recommend starting with a dark wash pair of jeans. Casual, more formal, the dark wash is always a safer bet. Once you feel comfortable with that pair of jeans, again, go back and order more. Then you can order some different colors or some different washes. Then you can go experiment with more of the pale wash jeans, things like that, or even some black jeans. So once you've found that perfect pair of dark wash jeans, wear the hell out of them so that you don't look like such a fraud. There is such a thing as looking too fresh in your jeans. First universal rule with jeans, they should never meet an iron. Yes, fold them, take care of them, but wear them well. So once you've worn them in a little bit, they'll actually start to fit to your form and make them look used and like you know what you're doing. So last thing I'll mention about jeans is don't overwash them. Most people tend to wear a pair of pants and then throw them in the wash. There's no need for that unless you get your pants super dirty or I don't know, you work out in your jeans for some weird reason. Stop washing your jeans so often. Put them away, fold them up, that's enough. And once you finally need to wash them, flip your jeans inside out so that the outside color doesn't get damaged in the wash. Number 4, be selective with your jewelry. A lot of men who aren't fashionistas get kind of scared and nervous when you mention jewelry or man jewelry or male jewelry. So what I recommend is simply start with a watch that fits your wrist. A lot of men I see wear watches that are way too big for their wrists. So make sure that the circumference of your watch is not wider than the width of your actual wrist. Simply make sure that the watch you're buying is at least stainless steel. So you don't have to splurge with the gold or the white gold or the silvers. Just make sure it's stainless steel so that it's at least waterproof and won't tarnish with time. If you want a suggestion, a safe bet is to get something like a Timex. They have plenty of watches to choose from, plenty of styles, and they have a pretty good reputation. And you can find something, a pretty good watch for between $100 and $200. And that should be good for a lifetime if you take care of it. Tip number 5, don't just buy it because you like it. When and if you find yourself shopping, don't buy an article of clothing simply because it looks nice off the rack or because you like the colors or the pattern or it's just what seems to be in right now. Before you buy that item, picture your wardrobe at home. Does that item actually match or could make an outfit with what you own? If the answer is no, then maybe it's not the best thing to wear because when are you going to wear it? With what? So most things you should buy should be versatile and work very well with most of the articles of clothing you already own at home. That way you can make endless combinations, and it was really worth the bang for your buck. You know, that pink suit or that purple t-shirt may look really cool on display, but do you have articles of clothing that can match that? Do you have the confidence to pull it off? Think about it. And my last thing on this is, if you really do think you want an article of clothing, but you're not sure, again, it may cost a lot of money. You may not have that money. Look at it, try it on. If you're ordering online, keep the tab open for at least a week. If you still want it or you think it'll work well with your wardrobe after a week, then there you go. Give yourself permission to buy that article of clothing. At least it will have been a wiser, slightly more researched decision. Number 6, don't be afraid to layer. When it comes to layering, a lot of guys don't really seem to know what to do with the layers or the colors at hand. I recommend something like a beige cardigan or a gray pullover knit sweater. Those things go well with the t-shirts if you own some monotone colors. If you own a few nice dress shirts, they'll always work very well with your outfit. And with that one sweater or cardigan, you're able to make a variety of outfits. And in that context, you've been able to upgrade almost every t-shirt or dress shirt you have with that simple sweater or cardigan. And in fact, that is something women notice, small details like that. So don't be afraid to buy a nice gray cardigan. And lastly, number 7, shave. Boys, this one's pretty simple. Learn how to shave. Put a bit of time into your grooming, just a couple minutes a day. Now, whoa, for the folks out there who are like, hey, I have a beard. What the hell are you talking about? Hey, sport that beard. Go for it. But make sure you take care of that beard. If you're into the scruff, make sure you maintain that scruff. Make sure it looks like you know what you're doing so that in a couple days, it doesn't look like you're disheveled, unprofessional. No one likes a neck beard. And unless you're Andrew Luck, I don't think you can pull it off either. Especially for the young guys out there who can't fully grow facial hair. Hey, I'm still there. Learn how to shave on a daily or near daily basis. It will look that much better. And that, I can guarantee you, is something women notice. If you're still there with your patchy peach fuzz, doesn't give a great first impression to anybody you're running into. So again, this costs pretty much $0 a day. Learn how to shave. If you do know how to shave, simply do it more often than you think. I like to do it in the shower. So it's, multitasking. After I finish washing and shampooing, I put a bit of soap on my face and I just give it a quick shave. Simple as that. So thanks, guys. That was 7 simple tips on how to up your style on a student budget. I'll do another video for students and folks on a budget, but next time we're going to tackle the formal side of things. So what should be the first suit I buy? Or how should I look on my first job interview or a night out? Don't forget, guys, at the end of the day, make sure you are true and congruent to yourself. So that means don't be a fraud. If there's something you're wearing because you're trying something and it just really doesn't feel comfortable, don't do it. Like I said, stick to the basis. You can build from there. And after all, rules were meant to be broken. Just don't break them all at the same time. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and don't forget to like the video. If you want me to cover something in the next video, simply leave a comment. Let me know. You can also check out our weekly podcast, The Independent Mindset, that comes out every Tuesday. Cheers.